Here's the next bench vise I'm going to do. That one. And that's noisy. Four-inch jaws. There is a lot of welding spatter on here. I'm going to try to get this cleaned up. I'm not going to go crazy on the whole thing, but there is some spots that I'll try to fix. The handle, I'm just going to have to leave it. I could heat it up, I guess, and get it straighter. That's what I'll do there, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I had to make a collar for the lead screw here because the collar with the set screw was missing. I have several that I have over here. Oops, I slipped. Wrong one. Right there. These ones are too big, so I had to take one that size and drill it out to 7/8. And then the wall was too thick, and I'd flip this over. I'll probably get to it, but anyways, I had to take the OD down. Then I had to grind down the set screw because there just wasn't enough clearance in there for that collar to turn. I made it work, and this has been repaired before. This right here went in and probably broke off about that far, and then someone welded it back on, and it looks like they did a pretty good job. And so now I'm just getting it prepped, but I'm going to sell this one. I'm going to sell that one too. I just haven't advertised it yet, so we've got work to do. Okay, so here's that collar that I made here. Here's that collar that I made here. That's redundant. Well, there it is. Not much room in there at all. You can see I had to take the OD down. Right underneath that collar is where the weld is. And everything looks pretty good in this old vise. I'd like to get another pin made back here. This one's in pretty sad condition. Been knocked around a bit. So I'll have to have another one of those of some sort, and we'll see. I can make one. Well, that's what I came up with right now. I was going to use the shoulder of a 3/8 bolt, but it's undersized and it just slips down through that hole and it's not tight. And I dug around through my stock. I found some 3/8 stock. I actually had to file it down. I took it, put it on the drill press and turned it on, ran the file over it. And that's not all the way down into position. I'm not going to pound it down there right now because I have to take it out. Then I threaded the one end, put a nut on there, so now when you pound it down, that nut is going to press up against this nut, will press against the lead screw nut, hold that in there, and I think that's going to work.
Well, I finally got to working on this one, and they didn't have a whole selection of paints, so I went with a, well, I don't know if it's a semi-gloss gray, boring, but you know. And then if you remember that Prentice that I restored had a lot of globby casting on the meatball. This one and that, the one for that one over there is pretty nice. Not all messed up. So this one over here has problems. I mentioned it earlier in the video. That's just the way it's going to be. I don't have the tooling to make good parts for it, and it will be plenty good enough to get it working anyway. And all I need to do is let this dry, and I'll shoot a second coat. I had these parts sitting in the house for several days. I didn't want them, paint on cold steel, so I had them room temperature. And then I turned on the heater out here and shot some spray on it and stuff. So that's good to go. Kids got this thing all cleaned up, and I'm trying to see if I can't get anything out of these batteries, just enough to make it work. I doubt it. I got them on a trickle charge. I'll leave them overnight, and I don't know. I sure don't like buying new batteries for something that I don't know whether or not it's going to work. And I've done it in the past, and they've always worked, but it's a risk. Because once you buy the batteries, guess what? You got them. And if the rest of it's junk. Speaking of batteries, I have misplaced a lawnmower battery. That one there is for my riding lawnmower. This one here has its battery. But I got one somewhere to operate the winch, and I don't know what he did with it. Wait a minute. No, not down there. I scrapped out a bunch of lawnmower batteries, I don't know, a month or two ago. And I don't think that I scrapped out a good one, because I keep the good one usually at this end of the garage, and all the junk ones were underneath the table saw over there. Yep, I don't know. All right, well, yeah, right. All done. I did not straighten out the handle on there, and I'm not going to do it. So, I'll take these both to the auction and see what we might get for them. All I have into them is a can of paint, and that's it.